everybody, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. My name is Josh the RV Nerd, and this is an Arctic Fox 26Y by Northwood RV, made basically right here locally in Oregon. Although, I don't know where you're watching this, and we do carry these at multiple different locations. This is the 26Y model, my first time getting a hand on this, and it's a little bit more of a foundation, and they have arguably one of the best foundations available out there. Now, this is also a wide body product, and with that big tall vaulted ceiling, it looks and feels nice and large inside, even though the color palette definitely rings on the darker side. It's got a classic kind of bed bathroom open suite, essentially, that is going to probably be both some people's favorite aspects as well as their least favorite, but we're going to hit on some things that are both good and bad with this one, and things like that angle shower. Wait till we get in there, because there's a little more to that story than might meet the eye. And if you like how we get out of our way to get you this footage, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get in there. Now, the model number exactly escapes me, but if you like what you see here, but you're like, I'd kind of like a fifth wheel, they make an eerily similar floor plan in a fifth wheel that also has an east-west bed slide and big old closet and all those kind of fun things. So they make it a couple different ways. Now, as you saw from a little floor plan in a flash, that vaulted ceiling opens it right up in here. That nice big skylight really helps bring in some natural light, or artificial light coming in off the lighting, since we are obviously indoors today. And again, this is a wide body product. Now, Northwood's a very classic company, and they have no intention on changing their ways anytime soon. So whereas a lot of manufacturers are going less carpet, they're often going more carpet. They're doing carpet slides. They're also doing carpeted bedroom, which some people actually really kind of like. Like, there's a regular viewer. His name's Nick B. Super awesome guy. I really appreciate you if you're watching this, Nick. Big shout out to you. But he says, man, I would try to option full carpet in an RV if I could. Now, certainly not everybody agrees with that, but you know what? Different strokes for different folks. You will also find absolutely zero of the dollar store 4-inch fart fans anywhere in these RVs. They only use those big XL vent fans. And as we look around this thing, one of the other cool aspects that you're going to see is it will also have a handy little remote control to be able to operate those things in areas with like a lot of seating or like a bed or anything like that. Now, the general fit and finish on the cabinetry work in these is just stellar. A lot of that is because Northwood does more things in-house and buys fewer things from suppliers to have more direct oversight and control. And in a sense, more of the buck stops here liability, so that, if something's wrong, there's fewer fingers to point, they just fix it. Now back here, look at this. It's so rare, but side splashes next to, like a refrigerator or something like that. And that is a larger 22-inch oven. There's a fellow that had been camping for more years than I've been in this industry that I was talking to just now here in this display. And he says, I was over in one of them big fancy motorhomes, and the oven in that thing, you couldn't even cook a chicken. And, he's right. Some of them things, they don't do a very good job of that. This company still absolutely does. If you want to get off grid, even if you're in the parks, you just want to cook something, it actually gives you the space to do it. There's a couple nice little touches here. There's also a couple little things where I'm like, I wish you'd have gone just a little bit further. Like the light over the dinette and the slide. I like that they gave us a little switch for it. In a way, being up really high like that maybe is less useful to people, but also if the switch is down low, Sometimes you bump it and you don't mean to, and now you don't have that problem here. That's one of them easy up-down dream dinettes, by the way, so far less of a knee knocker. And that can obviously fold down into a sleeper. Down below that, on the sidewall, they install household outlets. You may also notice some USB plugs down there in the dinette base. They are one of the few manufacturers with a true 2-inch laminated sidewall. First of all, that's a rare quality. But the fact that they will also still run wiring through that wall and install outlets in the sidewall is virtually unheard of in the mainstream market. And an awesome example of that, look right over here in the kitchen, right down at countertop. Like, tell me this isn't designed by somebody that goes camping. So you can belly right up to the sink. You've got awesome prep space wrapped around you. You've got the high-rise sprayer faucet, the side splash over here. You've got a place where you can actually, throw your all your garbage and whatnot. You could put 2 or 3 bin, like you could put a big bin down in there. And you've got appliance outlets right down low where you can actually reach them. There's a lot of awesome little details in these like that I really like. Now, the kitchen has solid surface. The other areas are often going to be a sealed edge kind of thermal foil. And while we start peeling through all the kitchen right here, like I mentioned, that is a little bit bigger 22-inch oven, and that's an 8 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer. They do not offer 12 volt from Northwood. That's just what they do. These are made up here in the Pacific Northwest, and even though theoretically, yes, you could buy one of these and have it shipped across the country and all that kind of cool stuff, they are definitely more of a regional manufacturer. And they're not trying to cater to everybody. They're not trying to be mainstream. If you talk to their rep, I asked him, I said, okay, what's the first, like, if you're going to just in a nutshell describe Northwood to somebody, he goes, here's the thing you need to understand. We are pushing to be better built, but lower volume. Like, they are not trying to be the biggest mainstream volume player in the marketplace. They're okay with that. They're proud of what they do, and they're going to keep doing it that way. And they're following up here. Like, you talk to people like, yeah, I've had other things, but I really kind of miss my Northwood. Like, I hear that all the time, but they're heavier. You need a bigger truck. They're more expensive. Almost none of Northwood RVs are half-ton towable, for example. With the potential heavy weights of this and the wide body, even this thing, I really think a 3/4 ton truck would be a good idea. Now, down under the dinette, you saw, like, plywood decking. They don't use Luan paneling. They don't use particle board structures or anything like that. One of the other areas I think is really cool to look at is how they build their drawers. There's a couple, the drawers and the bedding, I think, are two of the most amazing, easy ways for a general consumer to see that this brand is trying harder. All of this is thicker. Look at like a 5/8 piece of plywood, for your front and back of your drawers. Like, they're just putting more weight into it. I love that little toe kick so that when you are standing directly in front of the sink or the stove, you don't have to lean over forward. It doesn't stress your back. It's just a more comfortable experience. Now, on this floor plan, I think the brown decor, the forced 2-way refrigerator, and the combo bed bathroom suite up here might be a couple potential deal breakers for folks. And I hope you appreciate that. I'm happy to go out of my way to kind of showcase or describe or explain some of that because, hey, this is a lot of money. You work so hard for it, honey, and you want to make sure that it's going to be the right one for you. So I want to make sure you're getting your second camper the first time. Once again, anytime you see those fans, you're getting the big XL fans. This little trailer has 3 of them. You've got bedroom, bathroom, and you saw back in the kitchen living room. And both here in the bedroom and in the living room, like where you're sitting or sleeping, you can reach over and just grab a little remote control. Now, I dislike the name that they put on these. You see that sticker says insulated window. It's a frameless dual pane window, and it's extremely noise dampening. They're very, very nice for that. It doesn't add any significant kind of insulation value, but technically it does some, so it's not a lie. It's not what you think it is, and I'd rather you know that. Again, TV, like this floor plan in the living room does better for watching TV than most Northwoods that I see. A lot of them are just not made for watching TV in the living room. This one does better. You could add one in the bedroom, but that's, again, not exactly what they're going for here. And you know what? I think it's about high time we crack everything open, start taking a look at all the the storage in here. Now, under the bed, what you're looking at under that mattress there is actually a pair of really nice camping chairs, like a little side table. Wouldn't you know, with a little Arctic Fox logo on it and everything. They add some extra nice little details like that that I think are just a couple very cool little add-ons and aspects and things they do. I should, I really, I've pulled them out in some of my other videos. I'm really running short on time this display, and I've got a flight to catch, so I do have to just keep the motor running here. Now, you saw the closets on either side of the bed. And a very classic thing, before wardrobe slides existed, you'd get an extra bonus closet in the bedroom here. But so many RVs have stopped doing that, Something else here. As I said, this might be a weird feeling deal breaker for some folks, having that kind of bedroom, bathroom, kind of merged ensuite. I don't even think it's called an ensuite at that point, just bedroom, bathroom suite, if you will, where it's all kind of all open in one room. You don't see that as much anymore. It used to be very common because it's a good way to give you lots of space when you get out of the shower to actually be able to get dressed. Now, if you're curious about privacy, you do have a privacy curtain over here. You have the, you can close the door off from the bedroom and bathroom to the living kitchen area. And you do have that second door right behind us where we're standing right now. So if somebody is in the shower and you need to get up to the bedroom to grab a jacket, you might have to go outside, but you can still get up here. Now, this is what I was saying. You're going to see a corner angle shower, and a lot of people instantly go, oh, that sucks. There's no elbow room in this one. Hang on just a second, because that is not your father's, corner shower. As you see there, it does have some pretty decent ceiling height, but also it has really good elbow room. You might be wondering, well, how can that be? Well, I always understood that angle showers had crappy elbow room, because this is not the same angle shower that the industry uses across the board. That has like a big garden tub shower combo with like a corner seat, height adjustable shower hardware. It is bigger. It's just all the way around. And you got yourself a mirror over here to make sure you put on your pants before you go out and meet the neighbors. Anybody else? Just me? No? Okay. All right, moving on. Bathroom. The toilet's angled inward, which is a little bit weird. But overall, it does its job. It does what it needs to do here in the water closet, if you will. By the way, interesting origin of language, the phrase water closet from across the pond there. When houses started getting running water, running plumbing, creating a bathroom in a house that didn't used to have one was tricky. So what a lot of people would do is they would typically repurpose a closet, and it would become the water closet. Now, obviously, with the slide out closed here, it starts getting in your face really fast. Now, I'm going to take a step back, by the way. Remember, we do have dual entry doors, so you can always just directly jump up here into the bedroom and the bathroom. Awesome for road traveling, by the way, especially appropriate since we're looking at it in road mode. But one of the things that's less obvious is that is not just a wide body. That's an extra deep, like 42 or 44 inch deep, crazy slide. And as a result, it really penetrates very far into the RV. But you don't have to be a Cirque du Soleil gymnast to just scoot your way right past it. So if you need to, theoretically, you can walk from front to back to front again in the RV without ever touching the slide. And this rack and pinion slide system, if you did want to nudge it out just a little bit, you could do that here too. All right, so as I mentioned, they build big heavy-duty grade, but that also comes with heavy weights and measures. This company's a lot of things, but like modern progressive interiors and ultralight weight categories are not two of those things. Where this does differ a little bit from its Nash brethren, basically, is that this is an 8-foot wide body. Nash is something that's kind of tuned a little bit for off-road, off-grid use, whereas Arctic Fox, it kind of can do that, but it's a little bit more tamed down, maybe a little bit more park camping. But things like this, like almost truck bed spray-on liner, and look at how high it goes on that wide-body nose cap. It's those kind of extra attention to detail preventative measures that I really like here. Very nicely sized full front pass-through compartment on this one is something I like. Slam latches, magnet holdbacks all the way around. And one of the things that you can't discern from this video is the thickness and the heft of things. And when you see one of these, when you start opening the compartment doors, like whether it's the cabinets inside, whether it's the outdoor compartments out here, you feel a thicker weight, a heft to them that's incredible. Now, when you're looking up here, it feels like they shortchanged you on the awning, but that's because the awning arm would overlap with that extra large water heater down there, so that nobody has to take the old chilly willy shower, you know, when you run out of the hot water right there. Goodyear Endurance radials, that is awesome. 87 mile an hour rated, American made, but one of the things you can't obviously see, because it's a little dark down here, you might glance, you might be able to see that it is a leaf spring suspension. What you're not seeing is that this has shocks on each individual tire to give you some nice smooth ride and handling. The underbelly of these, it is enclosed, it is heated. Tank heaters are optional, and Northwood consistently reports not the highest, what do I want to say? Insulation values, R values. But the fact is, talk to people that actually own them and use them. What they report are real, true, tested, proven R values. Ooh, I like that little mud flap right there, so it's not beating up your automatic leveling jack. What it's getting at is, despite the fact that they don't report the highest insulation R values, they have some of the best, like, proven track records in terms of hot, cold camping. So I think that's pretty cool. And again, auto leveling is a nice little feature right there. As we slide up here, notice how the rear bumper has, like, diamond plate wrapped around it just to keep it protected. And one of the other things I noticed, like, you've got a rear hitch on here. That's cool. Look at the extra structure and gusseting on all of that, though. That is pretty awesome. Now, it says 250-pound rating. I got a feeling some bean-counting lawyer right there underrated that sucker, and I personally suspect it's probably capable of far more than that. You see that ladder is also one of the most, it says 250-pound rating on the ladder, but again, I think it can handle more than that. And up just past the optional rear view camera, you can see up there you got the handy little slide awnings, just to give you that extra protection over the slide right there. The roof, obviously, very walkable. Now, up top there, you've also got a basic 45-watt Zamp battery tending solar package. But you can get from the factory an expanded solar package in case you do want to do a little bit more of the getting away from the people, off the grid kind of camping situation, which, man, I don't blame anybody for that. And by your popular request, I continue to expand my coverage on this product wherever I can. I've been recording every one of them, and yes, I'm well aware of who Outdoors RV is, and that they're the sister cousin company to sister cousin. That's never mind that. They're the related brand to these. We have them in our lineup. I believe we have them at some of our Montana stores. I absolutely have intentions of getting some ORVs for you. I just haven't had the chance yet. I don't think. I can't remember. I don't even know when I'm going to publish this. So until next time, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.